Welcome to twoquestions.tv. My guest today is Michaela Chung, and we're talking about being a successful introvert. Welcome to twoquestions.tv. I'm Susan Baroncini-Moe. Joining me today is Michaela Chung, a professional speaker and life coach on introversion. She's the founder of the blog Introvert Spring, and she's the author of this book, The Year of the Introvert, a journal of daily inspiration for the inwardly inclined. And I love that way of calling us the inwardly inclined. It's lovely. Hi, Michaela. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, like I said, I think the book is absolutely lovely. And I want to say I've read it all because almost every time I've had a guest on the show, I've read the whole book. But your book isn't that kind of book. It's really a daily reading. And so I'm taking my time with it and reading a little each day. And it's very helpful, I think, to keeping an introvert mindful that you're an introvert. There's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You're just an introvert. What made you decide, because you've written other books, what made you decide to write a daily inspirational book?
Yeah, well, I really wanted to write something different and something that was accessible to everyone, because not everybody likes to just sit down and read a whole book. Some people like to have that. Like, I almost treat daily inspiration books kind of like fortune tellers. I like to flip them open and see, what's that little magic nugget for today.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that. And so I wanted to create something like that was just, easily digestible little, whether it's a paragraph or reflection questions, or I have, suggested books, little book nooks as I call them.
Yeah.
And so it just makes it easy to have that little daily dose of inspiration.
It really is. And I'm glad it exists because I haven't seen anything like this for introverts. And the thing I've noticed when I'm an executive, a lot of my guests don't know me and I forget that. I'm an executive coach by normal day. And what I notice in some of my clients is that they seem to really suffer and self-judge a lot before they realize they're introverts. And when they do realize it, it's very calming. And there's this, and they begin to stop judging themselves and being so intense, but then they still have to grapple with, now how do I exist as an introvert leader? So do you have any advice for leaders who are introverts and are struggling with that perhaps?
That's a good question. And it's great that nowadays people actually believe that introverts can be leaders, because before we had the battle of even like imagining that an introvert could be a leader, be a speaker, be someone in an authority role, because everyone
have a YouTube show and a podcast.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness, who could I be talking about?
Yeah, all the stereotypes.
Mm-hmm.
So for one, of course, knowing that as an introvert, you're not limited, and that leadership skills, just like social skills, just like public speaking skills, are skills. And you can practice them and learn them. And as an introvert, you have strengths like preparation, intuition, observation, right? You can read a room. I think that's a big thing as a leader, is being able to understand people and what they need in that moment, and how you can best lead them. And being able to listen as well. I think that's a really important aspect of a great leader that a lot of people forget about. And that's something that introverts can really excel at. Instead of, being really ego focused and trying to push our own agenda, they actually will listen to people's ideas, process things, give it thought.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So interesting. I think that's a really good point, that we do have these little superpowers as introverts, and it gives us a whole new dimension to leadership. Let's go into a bonus round a little bit. What made you decide to embark upon this journey to help introverts? Your story is interesting.
Yes, I do have quite a story. I'll admit that. Yeah, so I had been, just hopping around from job to job, trying to find my purpose and also traveling a lot. And then in the year, it was like towards the end of 2012, I was like, you know what? I need to find my purpose. And I'm also going to travel the world at the same time. So I packed up everything that wouldn't fit in a suitcase, quit my job, sold everything, and went on this journey of self-exploration, but with the really clear intention, like I'm giving myself 3 months, I'm going to try a lot of different things and try to find, what I have to offer the world, as I was also traveling mostly through Latin America. And within those 3 months, I did a media internship and I met a copywriter, took a copywriting course online, and the instructor said, start a blog. So, and he's like, don't just do anything, like do something specific that you can write about a lot and that you identify with.
Good advice.
Introverts, I can do that. And yeah, so within 3 months, I started Introvert Spring and it took off. And that was 5 years ago. So
amazing. Yeah. Amazing. And so you yourself are an introvert.
Yes. So I actually discovered that I was an introvert in college. I was taking a quiz, like a personality quiz, and I discovered that all these traits that I thought made me really weird and a bad person. Honestly, I thought, I'm a horrible person. It was just because I'm an introvert. And I felt so vindicated. Like I actually walked out of the room smiling and feeling like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, because I knew that there was nothing wrong with me. I was just an introvert.
Isn't that a great moment? I mean, that really is, I think, a really powerful moment. I don't think I ever questioned that I was an introvert, just because I'm a lifelong reader, hence the show, and where I read all the books. But I don't think I ever didn't know I was an introvert. But I always thought, I think we have these notions of what we're supposed to do or who we're supposed to be. And I had a notion that I was supposed to be more outgoing, more social. Even though I talk to people a lot, it's the kind of thing where it really wears me out. And so I go home and I need some serious me time. I just need to recharge. And so it wasn't until I was an adult and I found out, like, that's why I'm like that. That's why it is so exhausting. And that's why I don't love those things. And it's really fascinating. I just think it's so fascinating how different people feel when they find out they're an introvert, and how empowering it is to discover.
Mm-hmm. It is. I get messages all the time on my website and from my subscribers who say, like, this changed my life. Knowing that I'm an introvert really changed my life. And I totally get it.
It's crazy. Wow. That's self-discovery for you. Mm-hmm. Makayla, thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome. It was great. Yes.
I enjoyed your book so much, and I'm so glad you came. Would you like to join me on the after show?
I'd love to.
Awesome. Okay. Viewers, if you'd like to join us for the after show, you can come with us. Makayla and we're going over to twoquestions.tv. That's our URL, and it's the only place you can find the after show. So if you want to see it, you have to come with us. So we're going to see you over there. In the meantime, here's the book. You need to get this. We're going to have links down below in the show notes so you can get your copy. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.